Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Mood Swings and Hockey Flings by Sylvie Stewart and Marika. And this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, 10 years earlier. Caitlin. I don't understand what the big deal is. I juggle the cardboard coffee cup in my hand and the strap of my new laptop bag, getting everything settled so I can grab my suitcase and trek across the long-term parking lot to the terminal in my sky-high heels. Rolling one's eyes is not advisable when balanced on two sticks the width of a pencil, but I'm highly tempted. All those guys do is fight and knock out teeth. Football is a real sport. Dad never understood why I wanted to get away from football. I nearly wipe out in a pothole, sloshing coffee through the hole in the lid of my drink, but thankfully not getting any on my suit sleeve and only a small splat lost on the concrete. Regardless of it being 2 in the afternoon, that caffeine is precious. Dad, hockey is a real sport. Just because you didn't play it doesn't mean it isn't valid. This new hockey client is a big deal for me. Dad continues like he didn't hear me. Besides, what's an Asian girl doing in the world of hockey? Jesus, Dad. I consider telling him more Asians play professional hockey than football, but it will have no effect. He's always right. Dad scoffs loudly in my earbuds. Back in my day, we didn't... I cut him off before I can get the half-an-hour lecture he's famous for. Oh, sorry, Dad. I gotta go. The tram's here. I'll text you when I get to Tampa. Love you. The tram is not here, nor will it ever be because I parked out on long-term parking to save a few bucks, but he doesn't know that. Fine, but don't take less than 50%. He manages to bark before I stop in the middle of the lot and fish my phone out of my pocket to hit the end button. I finally give in to the eye roll. Dad doesn't understand what I do as a sports agent, or else he wouldn't suggest a 50% cut with a straight face, nor would he scoff at the entire sport of hockey. He does know football, I'll give him that. He played 2 seasons in the NFL for Georgia back before I was born. Lord knows I've heard about those 2 years my whole damn life, which is why I'm trying to branch out from football and center my career around hockey. Anything to get just a little distance from Dad and his former and brief career. Shoving the phone back in my pocket, I continue to the terminal, tossing my coffee cup away after guzzling the rest and whizzing through security with very little fuss. After a stop at the bathroom, I wheel my suitcase to the bar located next to my gate. I skipped lunch in my rush between meetings and getting to the airport, but I have enough time before boarding to grab a bite to eat. I sit with a glorious sigh, my feet barking at me to at least consider a ballet flat next time. I tell my feet to shut the hell up. The stilettos are the cherry on the bottom of my professional package. I'll be dead and buried before they pry these babies off my feet. I'm perusing the menu when I feel a presence settle in the seat next to me at the bar. A slight shift of my eyes informs me it's a man in jeans, a t-shirt, and a ball cap. I swivel slightly in the opposite direction, studying my menu with renewed focus, hoping he gets the message. It's not that I'm against meeting someone new. It's just that I recently ended a 2-month-long relationship with a man who lied about being separated from his wife. At the moment, I can't emotionally handle another asshole. There must be nice guys still left on the planet, right? My phone vibrates on the bar top, and I snatch it up, scanning through the incoming email from Bella, the part-time assistant I was finally given, an extravagance only allowed because it was getting obvious my boss only gave assistance to the male agents, and eyebrows were starting to rise at the unfair treatment. With any luck, I'll hit it off with my new hockey client and gain a few more while I'm in Tampa. Maybe by this time next year, I'll have my own agency and my own full-time assistant. Bella informs me that Jake, my new client, has told her that he'll be picking me up from the airport himself. My mouth quirks to the side. I wasn't expecting that. Then again, hockey is a new sport for me, and maybe they do things differently. Tell me it's good news, comes a deep baritone next to me. I lift my head to meet the blue-eyed gaze of a man towering over me, even though his elbows are on the bar top, and he's most certainly not trying to impinge on my space. Not when he's nursing a beer that almost disappears in his large hand. His thick eyebrows quirk up and then down, a flirty twinkle in his eyes that makes me think he does this a lot. He's handsome, and he knows it. It's always good news. I'll accept nothing less. I respond, returning my gaze to my screen to thumb out a quick response to Bella. Then I lock the phone and place it back on the bar top to finish reading the menu. The grilled cheese sounds like a meal for a toddler, but it's actually the best Gouda that's ever passed my lips. The stranger next to me isn't going to shut up. That much is clear. I swivel in his direction and give him a proper once-over. The jaw belonging to the blue eyes looks like it was sculpted from granite. He looks perhaps a year or two younger than my 30 years of age. The faint scar through one eyebrow adds to the air of masculinity. He looks tall based on the way his knees are jammed into the base of the bar top. His clothes are nothing to write home about, but the way they fit his muscular frame is. The jeans are the type that have been worn over and over again, molding to the person's body, and oh, what a body it is. He sports a pro-build direct hat that likely indicates he works for the local company and got his muscles the old-fashioned way. I tilt my head and decide to have some fun until I board my plane. This new contract means I've earned a little harmless flirtation in my life. Do you let a lot past your lips? I lift an eyebrow suggestively, and his gaze snags on mine, surprise in his eyes. The tug on his lips is immediate. I do enjoy the finer things in life. As do I. I'd say cheers, but I don't have a drink. Just like I planned, the man lifts his hand and flags the bartender. Dave, can we get this beautiful lady with the killer heels a drink? He looks back at me. What would you like? I've had at least 6 cups of coffee today already. Probably better switch to alcohol before my heart flutters right out of my chest. Wine, a Pinot Noir if you have it. While the bartender gets busy finding a glass and my wine, the stranger turns to me fully, his knees barely brushing the outside of my thigh. Should we swap names, or should I keep calling you beautiful lady with the killer heels? I kind of like that nickname, but it is a mouthful. I hold out my right hand in the space between us. I'm Caitlin. I purposely leave off my last name. A woman can never be too careful. The stranger shakes my hand, his palm warm and rough against mine. With a C or a K? I quirk an eyebrow. It's a pet peeve of mine when people spell my name wrong. With a K, thanks for asking. And you are? He's still holding my hand, his smile open and friendly. Ben. And do you come here often, Ben? At the humor infusing his eyes, I clarify. And that's not a pickup line. You're on a first-name basis with the bartender, and he sat your drink in front of you without you ordering. A girl can put 2 and 2 together. I finally pull my hand back from when the bartender places my wine glass on the bar top. As I take that first sip, I can feel Ben studying me. I do fly through here often. My parents live in Buckhead. You? I smile coyly. I don't tell strange men where I live. Ben grabs his chest in fake agony. Huh, I saved you from ordering a subpar lunch, and this is the thanks I get? I'm a strange man. He's actually pretty adorable, and I'm feeling willing to take the risk of getting to know him. This could be your thing. You lure women in with your talk of grilled cheese and Gouda, and then when they head to the bathroom, you strike. His eyes widen, and he puts his hand on the bar top just an inch from mine. I strike, huh? What am I doing in this scenario of yours? Robbing you in the bathroom? Stealing your identification and living a life as Caitlin with a K? I laugh softly, enjoying the conversation. I don't spend much time socializing outside of business dinners. It's nice to just chat with a stranger. No pretenses, no one to impress. I doubt that last one. You'd have to decide if your nickname would be Kate or Lynn, neither of which is a good option. So you'd live your whole life correcting people when they tried to shorten your name. You'd think back on that day you robbed the real Caitlin and wish you'd never done it. Best to stay here at the bar and eat your grilled cheese as Ben. Impossible to shorten that one. Ben is grinning now, his straight white teeth against tan skin, reminding me of the classic American frat boy. You're fun, Caitlin with a K. I let out a snort, the loud and delicate kind that I usually stuff down. That's a first. Ben tilts his head and signals for another round from our bartender. What's a first? Being fun? I shrug. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly a workaholic. What with that and correcting people shortening my name, it doesn't leave much room for fun. What is it that you do? Ben tips his glass, and the last of the beer slides down his throat. I watch the way his Adam's apple bobs and wonder why I find that so hot. Maybe I do need to get out and date. I open my mouth, but Ben beats me to it, clanking his empty glass down on the bar top. Wait, don't tell me. You don't tell strange men what you do? The bartender slides the beer across the bar just as loud voice comes through the airport speakers. Our apologies, folks, but Flight 798 to Tampa, Florida has been delayed. Right now, we're looking at a 2-hour delay while we wait for the plane from New York to arrive. Bad weather up there has delayed them, which delays us. Stay close to the gate and we'll give you updates. My shoulders slump. Ben bumps my leg with his knee. That your flight? I nod, calculating how to adjust my dinner plans now that I'll be a few hours late. Hopefully, my new client will understand. Mine too, Ben says, not sounding like the announcement bothers him too much. How about we order some grilled cheese and settle in? I nod. It would be a shame to waste the glass of wine. That sounds great. Excuse me while I email my assistant. Ben waggles his eyebrows. Wow, an assistant? You must be a workaholic. He flags the bartender yet again. Let's see if we can fix that, at least for a few hours. I shoot him a confident smile, liking the sound of that. If I have to be delayed here in the airport bar, at least I get to spend 2 hours flirting with a handsome man. Oh, and sampling the best Gouda outside of the Netherlands.